Zaz, tell me what happened last time.
All right. So we started with Emily, who spent some time like learning and asking. I think it was Merlin some questions about some weird things, and um, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I did write in parentheses. Me and Mac are posting too hard. So I think it was probably related to something like how like characters probably just change after they become NPCs or some shit like that. But listen, Hannah though did tell Emily about Myron, and Myron and Hannah did did meet up, and like the ring project's almost done, and like, well, almost done is relative because like we time skipped like 3 years. And Kala has become an Archmage, and Kashar is now a Magister. Happy for him, Kashar, my beloved. Cass did meet up with Kara to touch base with her, and asked her a few questions about like who she is, what she is, and mostly to get responses of related to we'll see. I'm not exactly sure yet. Ed did see us off though, as our training was done, but Myron did come to give Hannah the One Ring, literally the One Ring, called the One Ring. And listen, at Cassandra's prompting, she did invite him to come, like visit home with us. And as they got there was a surprise party back home. Zane made me spend one of my adrenaline. I will never forgive him for this. That's a valuable resource. But yes, Damien listen, Myron has introduced. Damien immediately noticed, and Cassandra took Damien to the side and told him about Myron and Hannah. And as they were talking, Cassandra noticed that, like, hey, your girlfriend isn't here, and apparently they broke up. And when Cassandra mentioned how she was pretty certain that things weren't going to work out with her and Abigail, he did say that he could get the collector to, hire Blackjack, the bounty hunter, so that Abigail could come back to the tower with Cassandra. And she thanked him for that. And listen, Hannah did talk to Damien, and they talked about the ring. Listen, the ring's not actually it's not a 1-to-1 for the one that the evil version of that Myron made, so it's probably safe, but like just keep an eye on it, I suppose. But Damien then did tell Cass about the dedication that Myron would have to Hannah. Emily spoke a bit with Tom, and I wrote down here in parentheses, Jesus Christ, Tom. I'm certain he said something wonderful. We did find out that Amelia and Caleb got married. Apparently, like in the Tower of Magic and this place was hooked up 1-to-1, like time passing, which apparently is such a fucking unlikely like coincidences that like was pretty amazing. Almost like some omnipotent person who had control over the multiverse decided it to be so. But we also, there's other guests there. We found out how Solomon was doing. He's doing better. He can speak his English. He can speak English now. He seems to be doing all right. And Cassandra did tell Hannah about how Myron views things, about how likely he will be that he will view things. And I think that's where we ended off.
Yeah, I think you would still be at the main gathering if there's still some lingering conversations you want to have with people there. I'm gonna speed rush you through that.
Listen, there were some other people, like as you said, you mentioned Onyx. You mentioned Calliope as well?
She probably would be there as well. Probably just by the fact of like she's sticking with Amber. Although she is now looking a bit more sort of integrated with regular human social etiquette. Still looking a bit stiff and awkward, but a bit more practiced.
She's doing her best.
Listen, Cassandra will check in with like Onyx and like Calliope.
Yeah, I was gonna say if no one's checked in with Onyx yet.
I mean, you'll kind of like as you approach them, both of you, I assume, because they would be like kind of like grouped together. Calliope will look at all of you and say, "Well, look who's coming back in big style. That college,
nice.
it was hyped up to be."
It's strange.
Learned a lot, met interesting people. I think it was fun.
Couldn't have been more boring than this place.
Has it really been that bad?
She kind of like glances looking around and then just nods. Sure, Mr. Thompson, far away. Onyx will. She likes to complain too much. Not that bad. So I don't get it how you can stand these people. I feel like you're being too mean. I'm being too mean. Looks like they're about to pick up an argument that probably was had many times.
Well, what have you two been up to while we were gone? I'm sure it wasn't just sit around and, like, look at each other all day.
No, but I am mostly on guard duty at the New York base, as Calliope will add. And I was mostly in training with Amber and Troy.
How's that been going?
Hence the boring part.
Take it you have you like beaten them at basketball yet? It's been a couple of years.
She's not gonna respond, just gonna like frown and like glare at you.
Take that as a no. Okay. How about that weird guy? Has he been bothering you at all, Onyx?
Have to be a bit more specific.
That's a concerning response. I mean, like the one that like made a big fuss around here. What was his name?
Blackwall?
Yeah, that guy.
Well, he's certainly trying his best. He's sending like people. It's almost, I think, is it a monthly thing at this point? Nods. Calliope nods. Onyx continues, says, it's paying homeless people to try and infiltrate the base to put my... It's a thing. I don't even...
He's still trying to do that?
Yeah.
This man needs to get a hobby.
Apparently I am his hobby. I don't know.
Yeah, that is his hobby. I think his hobbies are making children cry, remember? He made it his mission.
I remember. I just can't exactly wrap my head around it.
It's not that
I don't
like
understand why. Listen, the thing I don't understand is like when we talk, he doesn't seem to understand why people don't like him.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you talked to him more than I did.
well, Alaric said that as long as it doesn't do anything bad, it's fine. We have bigger things to
Yeah.
concern ourselves with.
I guess in the grand scheme of things, a prankster isn't exactly priority one.
But I mean, besides Guardian and training, has like anything else happened in 3 years?
Onyx as well. The operations seem to be expanding. There's more people. See new faces a lot. Don't really talk with most of them, but Faith is very busy nowadays. We've been looking at trying to reach out to other people like Calliope. Mixed results.
So there have been some positive ones.
Sort of like kind of like looks at Calliope. Calliope kind of shrugs like, you opened this can of worms. I'm not picking it up. Onyx is like, what I do? So there's some problems.
Like,
There's a high likelihood that one of the original ones, one of like the people Alaric knew back in the day, the ones that were mutated, probably taken in by that like Simon guy.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And well, after that incident, a lot of the fish folk, they've been way more paranoid and careful. So, well, nowadays it's just guess which islander they're gonna attack next, and just try to basically prevent another village from being wiped off.
They're worried about Simon?
I'm not sure. That's kind of what I heard people talking about. No? After I think one of their folk got kidnapped. They've been much more careful how they engage.
I mean,
I suppose.
I guess that makes sense. I was kind of under the impression that there was just so many of them.
Well, the problem is with the fact that they have the Star Knight genes. They just need to, well, they don't really need. How should I put this?
Is he creating basically soldiers for himself?
Yeah, and then the soldiers are killing each other in order to gain more power, and it's really bad.
Great. Yeah, oof.
That's what it is. If we can help them, we help them. If we can't, no. Multiverse is a bad place.
I mean, helping out any of them is better than helping none.
Calliope says, well, currently, that little science lady, she's trying to, just say, reproduce the way I broke away. As Onyx, like, slowly nods.
How did you break away?
There's like a bit of silence, almost as if there's like, it's actually difficult for her to like even verbalize this, as Onyx will step in and say, oh, well, it involves quite a lot of physical and mental trauma in order to break the loyalty and sort of inbuilt obedience.
Right. Yeah. Sorry for bringing it up so casually.
Calliope will say, listen, I just guess I didn't want to be a fucking breeding stock for these fucking assholes.
I cannot blame you.
Saw what was gonna happen to me, said fuck that, took the Dark Child's deal and killed my brothers and sisters.
Should I ask who Dark Child is?
That's one of the two bitches that give us our powers. As you see, like the trident sort of manifests in her hand as she like leans on it.
Oh, I mean, that's a good thing if she was willing to help you. And if she's one of the people that give you your powers, can't she help others?
Yeah, they just need. Well, problem is not everyone's willing to help out themselves. Takes some guts, effort, and a whole lot of risk to do what I did. Onyx will say it encourages quite violent, murderous tendencies in them. A sort of made the strongest live. Dark Child also encourages her acolytes to kill each other frequently.
Right. Yeah, why wouldn't she? That. Okay.
Calliope retorts, at the very least, she's not trying to establish some weird fucking space empire with like weird selected lineages like the other one.
What?
Not the most uncommon thing. Apparently the multiverse, that's common enough.
Either you become either you become a lonesome asshole wizard who sits on his big tower, or you make an empire.
And those are
Well,
the
not
only
the
two
fact-
options?
Well, you see, sadly, if you don't, unless you get lucky. Well, to be fair, some people get lucky. If it generally, the higher you climb, the more likely some asshole will come to you and try to take your stuff.
To be fair, that sounds like most worlds just kind of on their own.
Yes,
They don't actually.
I think from what I read, that Rift worlds and especially Nexus worlds kind of rare.
Lucky us then.
Yes, unfortunately for us, we will have to interact with the assholes. Unfortunately, we are part of the cosmic rat race.
Onyx will say, have you seen Star Wars, Hannah?
Yeah, that movie that came out like.
I have a question. When did we vanish again? When did Star Wars come out?
I gotta be
Was it
honest.
74 that it came out? The
77, you hope.
77. So no, we have not. Probably.
Yeah, we have not, in fact, actually.
So no.
Yeah. Okay. Could watch it. I'll put. I have it somewhere here. But basically, imagine cosmic beings battling for control, and well, one acts as the sort of force of action and chaos, and the other one acts as the force of strength and stability. And they kind of don't like each other, so they're trying to push and pull.
Okay.
A Dark Child is the one who, of course, the chaotic, destructive force. Her sister Starlight, she like looks at Calliope as she carefully says, controlling one.
Okay. That seems simple enough to understand in broad strokes.
It's the same thing for all Star Knights. They all go through the same mental debates.
All right.
As Calliope says, and the more we kill other fellow Star Knights, the more badass we become. Onyx says, no, the more dangerous and easily prone to violence you become. I don't think he's that bad. And as the face of incredulity from Onyx, I'm not sure who they're referencing, but they are clearly in disagreement about it.
What are you talking about? You're something I don't know.
Well, we have a couple of other Star Knights in our ranks, I suppose, and well, some of them have killed people, other sword users themselves, and well, I would say their mental condition hasn't necessarily improved, but it's a complicated thing. Trying to prevent here Calliope from falling down the same path.
All right. After
Okay.
our 9 years are up, I'm staying here because I am tired of missing literally everything. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, without knowing more, I don't really have much to say.
Listen. It's only like another 9 years. Listen.
Yeah, it's only 9 years.
Luckily, I have it. Luckily, I have that good authority that nothing will happen until 1995. Don't ask me how I know that.
After that, you can build the chat back. But yeah, no. Listen, if you keep asking more about this, no, Calliope has in fact not reconciled with her dad. She thinks her dad's a fucking and doesn't want to have to do anything.
I mean, that's a good thing. I don't think anyone is asking her to reconcile with the Deep.
No. That's not Calliope's dad.
Oh, that's right, Ashton. Yeah. Okay. No. You know what? Repeat what I said, but replace the Deep with Ashton.
The statement stands.
So yeah, there's Onyx is trying to advocate for her, giving him another chance. She's like, no. Even Amber ditched him. He's fucking worthless.
I'll be honest. Cassandra will take Calliope's sides. Like, if he wants to improve himself and prove he deserves a second chance, that's a different thing. But it is up to him, not other people, to forgive him.
Yeah, I'll defer to you on this. I don't have enough insight.
Kind of just again shrugs, says, I don't know what happened with them, but that whole my father and his siblings technically got brought into the organization, but I don't know what happened to them afterwards. I suppose I've chatted with my aunt a few times, but that's only because her boyfriend's kind of cool. Being murderous is not sure. Whatever you say.
It's good
You know-
that things don't change.
Listen, as Cassandra said to Calliope, you know, I don't know if you can travel the multiverse, but if it turns out you can, you know, you should go to the Tower of Magic. Talk to a guy named Kashar. He's pretty cool.
Probably.
I like him. He's a chef. But he personally kills everything he makes. But I don't think my sisters like him, though. But I think he's neat.
I mean, that doesn't sound that bad.
He didn't make a great first impression.
Okay, well,
They tried to keep outsmarting him by asking for vegetarian options, and he just animated the vegetables so they'd scream.
Well, the
Yeah,
problem is
lead.
the problem is I asked for a hot dog and he gave me a burning dog. Almost until
oh, was it
Requiem.
good though? Was it like, did you taste it?
I imagine it would have been quite good because his food's objectively good. I imagine it would have been quite good.
Well, then
You all
But-
are insane.
what's-
I mean, it's not when you just look at the Hannah. I mean, all chefs kill food. I just don't like the presentation, and I would not eat animal. The dog.
All chefs don't catch a dog on fire.
I mean, hey, if it tastes good. Wait, you've
I
never,
was
like,
gonna say
killed your own food?
I asked for I just asked for normal food, and all I got was food that tasted weird, but it was good, and occasionally like jokes that were funny. I don't know. These two tried to outsmart him. And listen, I think he gave them what they asked for.
I didn't try and outsmart him. I was scared of what he would give me.
You see, I wasn't, and you know what? I like what I got.
I think you just got lucky, honestly. I think.
Or he just
I asked for a
favorite.
pancake once. And he gave me a pancake that was shaped and colored like a frying pan. It was good. That's the weirdest thing I got from him.
So I'm gonna start you two when your sister mentioned this with like such a fucking dismissive gaze. Like, really? Is this the guy you're afraid of?
Yeah, ours weren't puns like that.
Sound like a bunch of scaredy cats, I'll be honest.
Whatever, for some reason everyone fucking loves that guy.
It is. You know, luckily he'll keep his job because I listen. When we made a deal with people, I insisted that they have to keep him around.
Why do you have to do that if everyone likes the guy?
Okay, so the problem is, Hannah just has sour grapes. In fact, I think most people don't actually like the guy. In fact, I think most people hate the guy who put him
Actually,
in his position. I liked him.
It depends. Like, remember Kara mentioned that he does know how to prepare food for some of the more alien people, like some of the energy beings. I think they appreciate him, considering how human-phobic the academy is designed for humanoids.
Now I get what you mean, but like by their nature, they're not most people though.
Yeah. Listen, I can understand the jokes. Listen, there's degrees of not liking the guy. Just not. I don't like eating streaming vegetables. That's the problem.
He does have a pretty interesting philosophy on the concept of death. He does view death as a gift.
Okay, that's kind of weird, I suppose, but
Yeah. Okay, so I kind of like. It's not like I don't think he just randomly goes around murdering people. At least I don't think he would. It's like I think he worships it as like a philosophy or a deity. It's more like when you die, you go somewhere better. Like ultimately, death's a release. It's not something to actually be afraid of.
Okay, you're now starting to sound like Troy's like basketball friends. I don't care about this stuff. I'll be honest. Kind of boring.
Listen, I'm probably just saying about it. Listen, it's been a couple.
with.
Yeah, he has like a little group he plays with every now and then when we like move around different cities. And oh god, this is like a big city in like a very hot area. I don't remember. That's like I had like a stupid name. Why would you name a city like just LA? Sounds like weird.
Well, the name was actually Los
Angeles.
Anyways, yeah, and he had like this group of like basketball friends, and he just kept talking about like nonsense. I don't know. Sounds like something they would enjoy.
That's cool. I mean, good for him. The other cool thing about Kashar is I did talk to him. He's described a thing called a kalpa, which I think what he was trying to tell me was that like he's a man who fell out of like time. I think like again, if you can talk to the man himself, you can probably get it better. Like to me, it sounded like he was talking about like how he got knocked out of his time and took over a different version of him, and now he exists out of time. It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, now you're starting to sound like the Alaric guy. That's even worse. He's clearly insane as she looks at Onyx shaking her head in disappointment. I'm just saying, it's listen, I get the guy's vision. It's just that he's a bit kind of crazy.
Oh, you really need to see the multiverse. I'm gonna be honest, it's fucking crazy out there. I don't know what Sane I don't know what Sane would look like.
Wait until you meet the fascist ducks, the goose-stepping ducks.
What?
And when we say duck, we mean like cartoons. They look like cartoons, apparently.
They have magic, but also big guns.
I'm just gonna. That's. I suppose maybe if I listen to enough of this, I'll also go insane soon enough.
Yeah, I'm about ready to check out of this conversation.
Listen, the multiverse is crazy, and when it makes sense, it's I don't know, at least my opinion of it, when it's crazy and doesn't make sense, it tends to be better. When it makes sense, it tends to be like bad, but in like a boring way.
Well, listen. Sounds like you're gonna be enjoying more of that soon enough.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see a lot more crazy stuff.
Yeah, we met a guy who apparently just swam from the multiverse.
Yeah, some multiverse.
He didn't use a rift or anything. He just like moved from point A to point B.
Yeah, this multiverse is particularly full of powerful magic. That areas where he came from. Yeah, those were kind of spawn empires.
Huh. That's
Yeah, I spoke to Merlin about that. Most places not like that.
I guess there are shittier worlds than ours out there.
Well, at least in his world, listen, it also sucks for the average person. But he, I wouldn't call him benevolent. He has some relatively benevolent tyrants, as he mentioned. That why he doesn't like these. They're still kind of assholes. At least they do keep order around, I guess. But
Yeah, apparently the world he comes from, heaven's real, the angelic legions are real, and if weird people step out of place, they just kill them.
Sounds like a place Solomon would fucking hate. God.
Yeah, he also mentioned vampires and like ghosts and stuff.
yeah, again, his thing is built different.
He
They're
was
little.
surprised that we don't have that.
They also have pocket dimensions of like fake creatures that they have shitload of pocket. This was actually insane with magic, but
It does seem to be some sort of like world where like every myth is true. I look at the camera.
yeah, it's but listen, as he said himself, especially for places like him, to the average person, they may be assholes, but as he said, he doesn't want to be the one to making the evil decisions, but someone has to.
I know, I can get that. Listen, I'll be honest. That's my point. The Solaric guy, he just seems like, he's like super powerful, but also like a little bitch. It's weird. Onyx is like giving her such a disappointed look. It's like, we're gonna have to talk about this later, aren't we?
Well, Alaric does want to be a tyrant. That's why he's a bit more restrained.
Fucking waste of time. And doing all his like fucking stupid politics game and like meeting with
What,
people.
trying to help people?
I mean, could just walk into whatever like big building he wants and just make them fucking do what he wants. I don't get the fucking. Cause he's still like controlling them. He's just like doing it inefficiently and just going about it like a fucking coward.
Well, I think preserving as much freedom as possible, I think, is admirable. It's gonna get bad in the future, but for now, the hand will stay in the shadow, and for most normal people, life will go on.
And we'll see how long that lasts. I don't think they'll be able to conceal things if they just keep escalating.
Well, obviously, it can't stay completely, but things will be built eventually, with Rift getting more common. Some probably like government organization or United Nations like task force will be formed, and stuff will be discussed public. Certain stuff, because it will just become impossible to hide. But still, I think not directly intervening in people's personal life and stuff. Again, I think that's pretty admirable.
Yeah, of course you could say that. You're also probably a fucking.
I do like to read books, yes.
Listen, eventually, you people will realize I was probably right, and
Listen, Cassandra will say. Oh. Cassandra will say. Listen, hindsight's 2020. we'll know when we look back on it. We'll know for sure who was right.
Listen, I think
I don't really know who's right. I'm gonna be honest. Talking to people like Gareth, I'm not really sure what the right path is.
listen, we'll see how bad it will get, but I think we should keep the totalitarian wartime measures for emergencies
Onyx will,
when the situation gets bad.
Onyx will speak up. Says, "Listen, this is my point with the whole Darkchild influence. So like, kill or be killed. You died because you were weak. Moving on. World's a bit more complicated than that, and not. You know what Alaric wants to build for the future? It's exactly the opposite of that. It's a world where even people who can't defend themselves have a chance and are treated equally." Like, she just rolls her eyes, just like, oh my god, here we go with your hippie bullshit.
Hannah looks at Onyx and is like, how many times have you tried to explain this?
It's, she's persistent, but I think with time she'll, cause she keeps seeing the values of what Alaric is doing and how things do tend to work out for the better in his approach. And, well, eventually she'll have to admit it. He says, "I'm looking at the dead man walking, but that's just me."
I did want to ask, how is Alaric doing? He wasn't looking great the last time we were here.
He's hanging in there. It's I think with things getting more and more complicated, he has had to expand operations. But I see him talking with other people and coordinating groups around the globe a bit better, even if those people don't necessarily, well, they're not on the same page.
And you see, that's the kind of thing I'm wondering, how long can that last? Because, I mean, that's what it's, every time I hear it's like a group doing something or a group doing nothing, but they don't seem to actually, they all seem to only like talk to each other through Alaric. How long can that last?
No, they're talking through Faith as well, and to others, but how well they get along, well, I feel like that's more like you should probably talk with Damien more about on that one.
Fortunately, I don't think he's gonna be around. He's gonna be pretty busy, and I only got 6 months.
Yeah, it's also. Listen, last I talked with him, he said he is putting down the groundwork for, like you said, the international organization. So he's learning to delegate a bit more these days.
That's an improvement.
Especially with him having
Yeah,
to lock down certain key areas. I think, well, I think things will. I think we're on the upswing. I think keep this up. Not sure how the Rift situation will evolve, but at the very least, right now, it seems like there's a good handle on things. Repeated successful missions are a common occurrence. Casualties are kept to a minimum.
I guess it could be worse.
I mean, that's good.
Listen, if we survive the meteor crisis, I'm sure we'll be able to handle anything.
Have we been
Yes,
told about the meteor crisis? Because I don't know what that is.
Yes.
It's the sword people. It's the
We
sword
were
people.
told, yeah, because it's the thing that precipitated the sword people.
This is before,
Okay.
Yeah, before you left, when like a bunch of fucking meteors crashed all over the earth and like caused
Okay.
massive like damages, deaths, and panic, and all started war.
It's
Okay,
what
I
also
remember
gave-
it briefly being mentioned, but I don't anything
Yeah,
else. I don't.
it's also what gave the sword people the sword powers. The
Okay.
magic rocks. They dubbed near population centers.
That's probably where I heard it then. Okay.
Yeah, so we already told about that.
No. Let's hope things keep going well.
Hey, listen, is there anyone else you would like to chat around with you?
I have two things, but I will do one first. Hannah would like to check in with Myron. I assume he's been going around talking to people, or is he just standing in a corner somewhere?
No. Listen. He may be a nerd, but he's not like Tom. He doesn't like hate people.
So he's not like me at a party where I don't know people.
No,
Got it.
He's being a bit awkward about it, but he's making an effort. Really trying to at the very least ingratiate himself with the people around here. He has, after all, studied your customs extensively. Might be a misalignment of a few decades, but
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Hannah will go up to him. So, how are you getting along with everyone?
I think people here are quite polite. It's good to see you have such a strong collective supporting you.
Polite? Really? That guy? She's gonna point at Zane.
Is there something wrong?
No. I mean, he's not like rude or anything. Just very outspoken, I guess. I don't know the right word for it.
Well, listen, we agreed to smoke pipe weed together at some point, so I think he's quite polite, quite.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I'm sure he's really happy about that.
I believe your people would call it tobacco. Yes.
Yeah, so when people say weed here, it's not tobacco.
What is it?
It's a plant called marijuana, and it gets you high.
Like, that's a euphemism.
It like makes you happy. I guess it depends on the person.
Have a plant you can
a
smoke
drug.
to become happy.
Hungry too.
Well, that seems like a very small downside.
And it does stink pretty bad. But no, you should experience this. I
Well, no,
think
I'm
you
just
should go through with it.
suppose no. That's wonderful, though. Like, I mean, that means this must be a very happy world. People can just smoke their happiness.
Yeah. I don't think it solves all the problems.
Surely not, but I'll begin to question you on the addictiveness and the downsides of such drugs, such recreational drugs.
Oh boy. Hannah will do her best to answer.
A no roll.
I don't think she knows like the scientific aspects of it, but you know, we'll try.
I think you should get a -1.
Listen, are you gonna
A
reroll
-1.
Reroll? That's pretty good reroll. 2 dice.
That's
I'll keep the lower roll. That feels right.
You know what? I think you'll need some clarification from the expert. I'll discuss this with
Bring in
Zane.
Zane.
What's up?
Hey, so you and Myron agreed to smoke together, right?
Oh yeah.
So he doesn't know what weed is. It's
No, but you'll find out.
okay. Well, he has questions
Dude,
that I don't know the answer to.
Nah, I told you. It's the point. It's a journey of self-discovery and actualization. I know I'm not answering any questions. Must learn patience.
Hannah looks at Myron and shrugs.
He is a bit
It's an experience.
confused. Yes, you'll suppose so. Keep that in mind.
Do you normally examine everything before you go into it?
Quite extensively, yes.
Yeah, that checks out. Look, it'll be fine. It's not gonna be like a bad thing.
You'll sort of like nods. I never assumed those. I think. I trust you and your friends here.
Good. I did want to ask. Do you want to meet my dog? Haven't seen him in 3 years.
Yeah, he'll nod. Zane says, "Yeah, did check the backyard."
Did he get bigger?
I don't think it's that noticeable.
Hannah's gonna go check the backyard.
Yeah, see the massive fucking horse-sized hound, just kind of like sleeping. As
Holy crap.
yeah, he'll kind of like look up.
Hi, Nara.
It's sort of like as it gets up, starts kind of like approaching you at a steady pace. As he'll sort of lean in, kind of like you can like feel like the hot air just kind of blow on your face. It's fucking massive.
Yeah. Hannah will look at Myron and be like, he's grown a lot since the last time I was here. I mean, they had him in a stable last time, but this is crazy.
Of course, I mean, doesn't surprise me.
This doesn't surprise you?
No. Oh, I've seen this. I've seen larger. Some of his kin grow even larger. Why?
Your dogs get this big? Oh. I mean, the biggest that I've ever seen a dog is, and Hannah will put her like hand up to about, I guess, how tall Hunter was, because he's like a mastiff, right?
Yes. The Hound of Valinor is much, I'll say much bigger than this almost. So kind of like look at Nargazun. I do apologize. She probably means no offense. Just merely didn't know.
Wait,
As
what?
He'll kind of like look back at it. Never like talk to them. You know he can
I do
understand
sometimes,
speech,
but
right?
like, yeah, I know he's smart, but in terms of conversation, no, not really.
Well, they can't really speak, but they understand what you're saying.
You know, I got that feeling a couple of times. I guess it makes sense. Have I been rude? Oh no.
I think they're a noble. He comes from a noble lineage. I'm sure he'll understand.
I'm guessing Damien took this guy from your world as well.
Not to my knowledge.
Wonder where you come from then.
Other versions of my world, I suppose. One of those.
Can you tell that he's not from yours just by like?
I simply don't recognize, and it's not that many of them. The coat is also colored differently. There's some physical difference. The way I recognize him is not through physical aspect, but through the spiritual aspect. There's a sort of strength of spirit that, well, unmistakably, a descendant of one.
You can sense his strength of spirit? How do you do that?
How do you see with your eyes certain colors and not others? I'd not be able to explain to you even if I tried.
Fair enough. Guess it's not something you could teach either.
I believe it's something I was born with. So were many of others of my kind.
Right, I keep forgetting that you're an elf, you said?
No.
But I understand that it's more complicated than that.
I resemble
think.
one physically, but it's a bit different.
Oh yeah, Mac, because Hannah's gonna fucking understand what's Sauron.
Don't shadowbox me. Focus. Ignore the voice.
He's already barely explained it.
Listen, I suppose, listen, when you have some time, I'll give you a proper rundown of my home planet, I guess. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to it, but yeah, I would like that. I do feel bad that I don't know all of this stuff.
He'll
And I'm
nod.
sorry if I say anything rude.
Let's say, no, that's quite right. It's quite normal. It's very hard to adjust to such like vast and foreign cultures.
You seem to be doing fine.
Well, I suppose, you know, have a bit more experience than you on this.
Yeah, fair.
Listen, I will spare you the breakdown lore of all the fucking elven fucking family line. Myth of
I could
creation.
just pick up the Silmarillion for that.
I think you should go into excruciating detail.
Yeah, I'm not sure if is there anything else that anyone want to talk with at the party with them? Because you said there's two things.
Oh, the other one was the dog.
Oh,
Snarks.
I guess, like, listen, like,
Troy, I'm not sure if Troy's here, right? Yeah.
yes, Troy is here.
Yeah, probably also check out like, hey, what he's been up to. Basically check out like, hey Troy, what you been up to by the way last year? Sir?
Well,
I heard you have a basketball team. From
it's just a couple of I won't call them a basketball team. You know, a couple of high school kids that I befriended in LA. Started playing one of the local courts and kept in contact. Passed every time through town, stopped by and but you know, mostly making sure that Lipe gets a well-rounded and balanced education. All of some of the other people. Turns out my military background is quite useful when it comes to training new agents.
much to the dismay of Calliope. That's I see it. That things are going. Listen, I said way worse than that fucking game. But yeah, that's nice. I also some Calliope also gave you a nice little upper limit for when it comes to training rebellious agents. I don't think anyone comes as close as her.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Do you think the Stone hires emotionally?
That's true. They're not, yeah, they're not. But yeah, that's true. They're a criminal organization. Yeah, never mind.
At the very least, she is still sort of young and receptive. Some of these people. But listen, I also have been told I'm having some hard time. I'm having I'm making some trouble internationally, apparently.
Oh, ooh, bad boy. What are you doing?
It's not my fault that apparently Europeans are just weird.
Can you elaborate, please?
Where do I begin? Why do they insist on drinking so much?
So, she just realizes. I see. I'm surprised.
I've literally had a battalion of soldiers just come completely drunk. I was so shocked. Of course I lost my shit. It's the lack of discipline some of these people.
Listen, this is Shekel. Listen, maybe you can ask Alaric to hang out with Italian mobsters. They're a bit more Catholic. I think they're a bit more restrained.
Kind of like Dragon nod.
Listen. Sadly, I will not ask for the specific name of the basketball players.
No, because that'll be kind of weird.
That would be kind of weird.
That would be weird, but you could do it anyways.
I don't know, Jill. I was drinking way earlier than 6.
I don't give a shit if you were drinking.
Touch me, it's literally everyone. Everyone was like,
Again, at your birthday party, here you go, child. Have this shot glass of whiskey.
any other conversation.
Listen. I mean, I feel like I've gotten the update on most people. You know who I haven't gotten an update from? I haven't really gotten an update from Amber yet. How's Amber doing?
Yeah, if you strike up conversation, she'll. I don't know. She's been mostly handling Calliope, and sort of they someone has to act as counterweight to Troy's more military tendencies. Other than that, tackling rifts, moving a lot.
Cassandra will not that. Just work as usual then.
So kind of like nod. Right. Keep myself busy and help out as much as I can. It's not been the easiest ride, but I've learned a lot with her around. Really found the limits of my patience.
It's been a few years with her. How has she been doing? Because I mean, I've spoken with her and Onyx.
At the very least, she is now talking to people, cooperating, even if she will make many snide comments. Her rebellious attitude doesn't get in the way of work now.
I mean, that's good. That sounds good. How are you and her doing?
That's a very complicated issue. I would say better. She is now at least trusts me. Is more than I could say if how it was in the beginning. She does use me sometimes as a shield against Troy, but it is what it is.
I suppose it is. Like, I mean, besides work, I mean, I know work's probably been keeping you all pretty busy here.
Nothing much. Why? What are you asking?
Just kind of been asking how you're doing because, you know, Last time I saw you, you
Uh,
seemed things weren't doing great. Calliope had just kind of been thrusted on you.
yeah, it was. I think it helped me realize that probably gonna still probably have a bit of an issue. Like trying to help people maybe a bit too hard. Luckily, with her being such a handful, that kind of kept me focused on that, so I could move past other, past unpleasantness. I think in that regards, I'm doing much better.
Hmm. That sounds good. That's good to hear.
Special.
And listen, Cassandra will say, listen, don't feel too bad about trying to help people. It doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. From the sounds of it, from what I've heard about from other people in the Tower of Magic, seems like it doesn't usually work out, but sometimes it does. And I think the times it does, I like to think it outweighs the times it doesn't.
Goes everything in moderation, right?
Yeah, just gotta keep our heads on our shoulders, and if we're ever not sure about something, oh, got friends we can rely on.
She'll kind of like smile and nod. I know. Thanks.
It's nothing.
Yeah, listen, she'll probably like talk a bit about certain difficulties, because Calliope has definitely not been an easy child to raise into human society. Other than that,
Yeah, let's Cassandra listen to that. Listen, Cassandra will broach the subject of Calliope kind of mentioned a bit about how she has there been any others in like the 3 years?
not willing, no. They, to my knowledge, captured a few and are trying to forcibly make them break their conditioning, but no actual success.
Yes, we'll just have to keep trying, I guess.
I don't like thinking about it, but suppose it's either this or just killing them.
It's not the most uncommon option that people take in the multiverse, and that not don't want to rush into that one.
Yeah, she'll give like a grim nod.
Listen, Listen, at the end of the 6 months, I'm gonna have to go back to the tower anyways. Between work, let's take out a whole library. I'll see what research I can do. There's gotta be a lot of ways in the multiverse to break mental conditioning.
Yeah, Tom says it's something like way a different league, but yeah, I mean, I don't know much about it.
I mean, feels kind of dirty bringing it up, but is it possible to do our own sort of mind control on them?
Not right now. There's no one really capable of doing. There's been
Cassandra will nod.
There's no one with any sort of. The only mind powers we have is what Calliope can do to people, and that's very like temporary.
Cassandra will give a nod at that. We'll find a way. Find a way. We get making a lot more contacts in the multiverse. Somebody out there has to have an answer.
So like nod.
Listen, internally, Cassandra said, Gareth might be right. Oh no, might have to. It's
That's even Emily said, like, eventually we'll have to implement the emergency measures, but right now there's no need to.
See, that's where we differ. Cassandra's like, I don't see any point in fucking hiding this. People are in danger right now. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Just wanted to check on Amber.
I'd give Joel a minute or come back. Belong.
Yeah. It's like Cassandra does kind of agree with Calliope. It's like, listen, I don't think we need to suit the global dictatorship, but like, people are in danger right now.
Problem is, Calliope's like, it's the Lark's guy. It's like, he's clearly the strongest. Why he's not really glorious fucking Iron Fist? I don't get it. Someone can't.
Yeah, the problem is that Calliope's taking it too far. Even like even
Yeah. She doesn't agree with Calliope like that far, but then again, Cassandra looks kind of point like, listen, Calliope, it might sound bad for you, but like if Falon could just like, I don't know, like handled your dad, I think a lot of problems have been solved. So it's like, I don't know, maybe he should be a little bit more direct.
Guys, I've learned something else. Somebody, if Alaric just killed the people in the desert, covered the angel, he would have been able to prevent another.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't. Cassandra's kind of starting to look at this. I don't see the advantage of being in the subtle Time Lord because people still find out about you and they decide to fuck you over. I don't actually see the advantage of being the subtle Time Lord. I'm gonna be honest, guys.
Alaric, if you just like intervene every single fucking time, there you go, Jill's back. Yeah, if there's nothing else you would like to do, I will begin to time skip a bit.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, as listen, eventually the party will go on as once it will end, people will head to their different tasks. They are all still quite busy, as most people wouldn't be able to stick around the Dark Tower. The question is, what plans do you have for these 6 months? Because Alaric will probably be stopping by soon. But I'm gonna give you a chance to do some stuff before that happens.
Is Alaric stopping by going to answer the question of how can we help in the time that we are here, or are we able to find
like,
something?
are you gonna take like the next couple of days to just relax and spend some time here with the people who did stay behind at the Dark Tower, or is there anything you would like to talk about or like engage with?
I guess relax for the first little bit. Maybe Hannah might want to go to their parents' grave, but just for a visit.
The cemetery and everything else is well maintained. Pay a visit. Stark reminder of how things escalated. What kind of set you on this path? But if there's nothing else, eventually, yes, a couple of days later, as you're all maybe enjoying your morning meal, you'll like notice like the clock just kind of stops, and it doesn't take too long for sort of Alaric steps in.
Hey, Alaric.
Hey, it's sorry I missed your welcome back party. Been a while.
Yeah, I almost forgot that I have to keep an eye on the clocks around here.
Suppose congratulations are in order.
Yep. Graduates.
Good. How was the experience?
Interesting.
Not what I expected, but
Uh,
awful.
The multiverse sucks more than just like I thought.
He'll kind of like frown a bit, says, oh, and here I thought the marauding, acid-bleeding aliens were the biggest my problems.
Well, for our entrance exam, we got sent to a world ran by gods who run sex cults and like empower rapists. They're dead. They died.
Like, take a deep breath as he like sits down. That sounds like quite bad. What the fuck?
Yeah, and you know what the fun thing about those parts? That's one of the nicer worlds because apparently, if you got born there, it sucks. But I don't think those guys are actually doing anything to the rest of the multiverse. But okay, so that sort of ended well though because I don't think those guys are an issue anymore.
That's good.
So, good news. Ed has another like job he has to do. He's going to some weird place, but after that, he is going to try to get a permanent posting here. So, he'll be that good. I mean, if he gets that, I mean, you know, he'll be here for long term.
That's good. Remember him being quite capable and, well, quite after the initial shock, open to honest conversations.
Yeah, he helped us with our curriculum at the tower, I guess. So, be good to have him around.
How long are you staying?
6 months, because we kind of let's just say made a few played politics a bit. There's a new Archmage, one who's more predisposed to helping out, helping the Dark Tower specifically. But well, to get that, we did have to make a deal to go back for more than a few years.
9 to be specific.
You'll sort of nod. Alright, it's nothing dangerous, I hope.
Mostly paperwork and
Yeah,
sending messages, from what I know.
Yeah, like paperwork and delivery. I suppose the delivery might be dangerous. That involves traveling the multiverse, but
It's true, we don't know where we're going.
Kind of like frown a bit. That, what kind of help you get in exchange of this?
Votes to replace an Archmage.
and the Archmage in question is going to be apparently shake things up, and the Dark Tower will be able to request more information, knowledge, and if things get bad enough, boots on the ground help.
And all you
Really
had to,
making them less passive.
all you had to do for this was some paperwork.
Well, to get the votes of the Archmage, her name's Kaith, and 2 others. Yeah, 9 years. Now, apparently, I said paperwork and traveling the multiverse, sending messages. I can only imagine, to be honest, people don't exactly like her, so I can only imagine that people you can trust are not the most common thing if you're in her position.
Now, I will say this: there might have been some miscommunication. Like the sending around messages is just like heard like other people in the tower. Like she never implied you will be traversing the multiverse.
It's mostly we're in fact secretaries.
Oh,
Yeah.
then yes, there was a big miscommunication
Yeah.
then,
No,
because
no, no.
she described it like it'd be like a big thing that'd be dangerous.
Yes, she did describe it like that, but she didn't. There was no mention of.
But it's the other
choice.
Archmages, got it. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna be
Office
honest,
politics.
Sandra's not scared of most of those people.
Office politics.
I feel like there is a catch here that you're not seeing yet.
Well,
Probably.
she is a almost
I mean,
millennia-old being who schemes in centuries.
Cassandra will say there might be, but the thing is, she's not the one we're getting help. She's not the one the Dark Tower is getting help from.
Okay. Listen,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. I think it's a good work. It's just I'm concerned that these things never come for a free end. These don't sound like people who you can easily, outmaneuver.
You've got bigger things to worry about than us being stuck with paperwork for 9 years. If there is a catch, I'm sure we can figure it out.
I suppose you are right. We should prioritize. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just people keep saying this to me. Everything will be fine. Everything will be under control, and then it's usually not.
Listen, as Cassandra will say, worst comes to worst, we come back here, and they can. Whoever gets sent after us can join the line.
A long line at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think any bounty hunters who come after us here, I think people motivated by greed, I think at some point they'll give up.
I'm not scared of anyone challenge me in a straight up fight. That's the problem, though. I'm afraid of schemes I can't see, I can't even begin to imagine, that will only pay off.
Not to mention, Damien knows Kaith, and she didn't fuck Damien over.
Yeah, I assume we're just doing similar work that he had to do. I don't know.
Like, you can see on his face, there's like, he just... there's definitely, like, won't make you roll detect. There's definitely changes. He is way more paranoid than he was when you first met him. There's like a very clear distinguish, like a clear difference. But he's just gonna say, I'm just keep an open mind and be very observant of your surroundings, even if you think it's just paperwork. I've had a lot of trouble playing politics with regular people. I don't want to know how playing politics with a millennia-old being is.
Keep my eyes open, keep my ears open.
Yeah, we can do that.
The other day, unless she has a magic way for me to be able to do the paperwork without reading it, she can't stop me.
I'll nod. Or at least, I'll make sure this place will finally start engaging with the research. Unite the, I suppose, experimental branch with the theoretical one.
Yeah, how are things going with how the groups are starting to talk to working with each other more, talking with each other more? But how is that going?
I think it's going fine. There's, you can imagine, friction here and there. It's hard for people to have built centuries of, well, feuds and bloodshed, different groups, different interests, and in the span of decades turn that around. Why I've promoted more radical, visionary, younger people. For now, it's working.
That's good to hear.
And how are you holding up? Personally, I mean.
And I'm getting really sick and fucking tired of Pacific. Other than that, I think it's fine.
What's going on over there?
Those are the main areas I have to sit around in case we get a distress message from any of the coastal towns.
Yeah.
At this point,
I heard they've backed off a little bit.
Yeah, but the attacks that do happen are of a caliber that regular agents can't even begin to handle. What do you do when those you're fighting can launch thunderbolts at you and are virtually unkillable unless you destroy their spine? They can throw boulders the size of cars around. They can cause tidal waves. It's either a fully packed, super-powered game, or I have to handle it myself. Or I send Vaclav.
That's a new name.
Just a Polish assassin that specializes in let's just say, unconventional tactics.
Guess that works.
He before we started integrating some of the folks with superpowers, I guess. He had the highest success rate, just with normal guns and explosives. A lot of explosives. That's what I'm saying. I think now that people are getting some proper training, they're getting used to each other. It's a shame to lose you for that long, but suppose if the aid gets, I think, and there's no risk to any of your personal safety, I think we might be able to turn things around.
Yeah, I think we'd all much rather be here, but
9 years may sound maybe a lot to you. To me, it doesn't sound that long.
Well, as Cassandra will say, if luck holds out, 3 years that just passed were 1 for 1 for the tower and here. If we're lucky, it will stay that way for a bit.
He'll sort of kind of tilt his head, like, you mean like synced?
yeah.
We spent 3 years there, 3 years passed here. Listen, Tom was going on about how that's a statistical anomaly, but even statistical anomalies have to happen sometimes in the vastness of the multiverse, I suppose.
Just see the paranoia just creep right back in, and he's like, okay.
Do you think it's another time guy?
Not sure. I don't know enough about anything. I can't do that. But apparently I'm quite new at this. I think this should reinforce my earlier point of being very careful.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Cassandra suddenly Cassandra just dropping the act is yeah, actually, yeah.
Do you think it's possible that, really possible that someone did that on purpose?
I mean, could be that I talked to Merlin. Weird shit does happen sometimes. The problem is it could be multiple of reasons who could have done this.
I mean, could be for any reason. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it'd be good for us to look too closely into this. If it is, and whoever it is realizes we're looking into it, I don't think there's much we could do if they decide to handle it.
Listen, at the very least, need to my likeness to intimidate people. If it comes to that.
I mean, if worse comes to worse, if I'm confronted with another Time Lord, I'll throw out I'm friends with a different Time Lord, and maybe it'll make him pause at least.
Kind of chuckle a bit at that. Odd. Let's hope you don't run into any of those.
This feels like I look into the camera moment.
Listen, I was about to post
Well,
the gift.
Jill
Well, Jill, we ran into two of them, but we just don't remember it.
Yeah, I know that one.
It was removed.
Worry about the voices. For the voices.
Listen, knowledge doesn't always give you peace. Knowing when to
Listen.
remain ignorant is a good thing.
Listen,
Cassandra's deciding in this case, staying ignorant of any Time Lord shenanigans in the tower is a good thing.
Well, now I'm tempted to look into it.
Don't worry.
I'm sure that
Please
won't
don't
end poorly.
Yeah, no, he'll kind of like ask about your journey and trip. He can't stay here for too long, but he has a few hours to be able to catch up with him if there's any questions you would like to get answered.
I think I asked him already. Hannah would just tell him, "Oh yeah, I'm married now."
Like that's congratulations. Although I got the weird message from Damien. Who's this guy?
Oh yeah.
He's like
Damn it.
an alternate version of. Have you read Lord of the Rings?
Can't say I have.
Well, he's like an alternate universe version of the bad guy.
You
In that.
married a storybook character?
Well, when you put it like that, yeah, I guess so.
It's not where he's from.
Well, I mean,
True. His
Fun fact,
didn't happen like that where he's from.
Fun fact. Uno, apparently he's from the same universe that Damien took Uno from. And somehow
That's
that led
changed
to
a
a
lot.
somehow that led to a sequence of events where this is like the one version of this guy who didn't become like basically the devil.
I'm gonna chuckle a bit. Says, suppose I owe Tom an apology.
Wait, why?
It was a discussion I had with him. If he remembers, it was a while ago. It was me, him, and Damien that were debating, the idea of. They were trying to ask why can't I just go back in time and fix certain things, and I said even if I could, I probably wouldn't do it because God knows what else I would be messing with. And there was a whole point about, change the correct sequence of events, then not only can you fix things, you can improve things. So the only problem is determining that correct sequence of events, which I just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I guess he was right now.
Listen, as Emily will actually bring up, as Emily will bring up actually, sexually romantic discussion I had with Merlin. Apparently, this is not. It apparently some similar things. Also, he also noticed that kind of thing happening. Targeted alterations that kind of mess up the tower's prediction algorithms.
It's probably. I can't be the only Time Lord. There's other Time Lords out there, like.
Yeah, I think that's also what he said. What his personal theory was.
I mean, yeah, but we had brought up fucking with time's a risky thing.
Yes,
And like, I imagine it's easier to do if like it's probably easier to do if like you conveniently have the fictional version of a world to read from.
Yeah, and as many times as words gets improved, Merlin does mention many words obviously also get disappear and get snapped out. So
Yeah, he'll kind of like get very like sour at that one. I think he told you about when he like did the same thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah,
told us
about
because he told us about Maisie because we know about Maisie.
So he also disappeared. 55, basically, different alternate versions.
Yes. bad as it sounds, unless it's literally a fucking end of the world catastrophe, it's probably just better to live with the mistakes.
Yeah, I think leave as a nuclear option for last resort.
You'll nod.
I mean, besides, it's if you hypothetically could do that and did do that, would anyone else around you ever like learn anything? It would just be you at the end of the day.
The problem is, if I go back in time, it's not that I change the existing timeline, create a new one. I would just disappear for a while.
I mean,
That wouldn't be good. No, that'd be bad. Yeah, but
yeah, I wouldn't purposefully try and change a timeline because again, we don't know. I mean, the fact that Myron's time was changed was a complete accident.
I'm more of saying, like, even if hypothetically you could do it and then stick around in a timeline you changed, I don't know. I don't know how I could be around people who, like, I know everything about them, including the hypothetical things they did, but they're completely ignorant.
No, I suppose, yeah, no, right. I think one of the areas I'll have Tom look more into is whole timeline stuff. I need to understand better what I can do, what I can't do. Happens if I right now, I've dialed back time. Sometimes works if it's like short amounts of time, but it's so risky. I'm afraid to do it more than 10 minutes, an hour.
How would you know when it
That's my problem. I don't know.
branches off?
So it'd be useful if some actual scholars looked into this. Someone has to have some more information.
Luckily, I think
I mean,
and
Oh, sorry, go on.
sorry, yeah. That's now they could also be there to help. I've always been reading up on that out of curiosity after that conversation in the library.
Now listen, Emily. If you want, you can no roll. Now it's an extra difficult. Fucking high
I
level
will.
shit.
I will.
No. You do have a spotlight, and it's
I do
no,
have
yeah.
a spotlight. That's true. Get the fuck out of the fucking game. Sorry, I have a spotlight. That's true. Fuck, actually. Failure. You know what? This is a good time as ever. Give me the lore.
Yeah, listen, Emily. You would have read about a very specific high level, high concept, sort of idea about the multiverse itself. And that's the second. That's it. And I need to actually pull out my fucking deep lore notes. There we go. So there's the prevailing theory, because it's kind of hard to study these things. The prevailing theory is that it's not the amount of time someone turns back the clock. It's what kind of changes they do that if during that like time, right? So if someone were, for example, just observing, if you were to dial back the clock 1,000 years, go just look around, observe things, come back to the present, it would be fine, totally fine. But if you turned back the clock a day and prevented a bomb from going off, it's fucking gone. And then there's like multiple factors, because there's been observations that people like there's been observations that sort of people who are multiversal travelers and are not native to that timeline also tend to mess up these calculations as they bring up they add elements of randomness into the equation that are very hard to account for. So it's not just the fact how much you change in the past, also it matters how many sort of chaotic random events you have in this equation, which would be rifts, would be multiversal like travelers, that sort of thing.
Yeah, as Emily will say. Yeah, from what I understand, from the things I've listened to, even the Tower of Magic, especially, said I don't have access to the Archmage libraries, but from what I personally figured, it's kind of like a river. Just looking at the river, it doesn't matter how far backwards you go, it's fine, but it's just the most important thing is how big a rock you throw to the river. The bigger the rock, the bigger the splash.
That mean technically I could just go back and just
Observing
look at things?
From what they say, observation is fine, yeah, as long as you don't do anything. But again, these are just my theories. It's what I read and what they expect. And the problem is also with Nexus worlds that people like us and Rifts do kind of like also mess things up because some other asshole can also throw a rock in. Or sometimes a rock will drop from the sky because the sky felt funny that day. But yeah, I think the time effect is not the important factor here. So how much you do with the time travel.
Or rather, how much changes, not necessarily what you do.
Yes. Well, but it's kind of the same thing. But yes, it's how much you change.
Makes sense. Those alternate timelines I snapped were quite different from one another. That's good to know. That's good to know.
Are you okay?
Yeah. It's just unpleasant memories at all.
Listen, I don't think anyone can. I don't think anyone can blame you for not knowing how your powers work. So there isn't a Time Road school out there.
Yeah. So listen, you can give me a detect roll if you want.
Is there a
I
time
will.
school?
What's really bothering you?
What's the difficulty?
That's just normal.
I love the Italians. Gambling always works. I rerolled one dice.
Yeah, Emily, Cassandra, and because you both got higher successes, I will share the success with Hannah, just for my ease of use. As
We enlighten her.
all three of you realize, listen, those are bad memories and shit, but there's a different thing he's probably thinking right now. It's not thinking about something that he is sort of worried about. It's more of a innate sadness at something he probably lost.
As Cassandra will just kind of she'll kind of reach out of it and say, do you want to talk about it?
It's just it's kind of silly, you know? but no, they were wildly different, but in every single like loop, girl. First time we met and hang down, hit it right off, and then I kind of thought that no, that's it. Timeline rewind. I was collecting coins. I was focused on other stuff. Every single time we somehow just kept ending up just going to prom or some sort of date back then. Or well, I stayed a bit too long, and long story short, somebody trying to kill her to get to me, and well, that led to the confrontation, which led to the big snap. She was in the same friends group the Deep had. And I left her. I left her into the fucking hands of that fucking monster. Because I was too fucking listen, still kind of like clearly like trying to like compose himself. This is some highly emotional.
I think Cassandra like impulsively just like give him a hug.
Yeah, he'll accept it. Yeah, I was caught. Crap. I spent months, I don't even know how long, months locked in this horrifying place. I had to that's where I learned to rewind time on just small areas. I had to, well, make my own air recycling system in my lungs. Be able to survive. And when I got out, turns out, just to spite me, that girl, she was dating like a clone of me. So I just thought, hey, she looks happy, I'm just gonna leave. Clearly every time I interact with her, I put her in danger, and I left, and then fucking entire town got turned into fucking sea creatures and swam down the fucking river. And I've never seen her, heard anything about her, but considering what I think death would have been a mercy compared to what I've heard the Deep does to subject.
Cassandra will just say, couldn't have known how, like, couldn't have predicted that. You couldn't have known how fucked up the multiverse was.
It's true.
I mean, it sounds like they put you in an impossible situation.
I was still a bit of a coward. I should have talked with her back then. This wasn't multiverse thing. Sandra, this was one man's fucking wounded pride and my lack of inaction, and my lack of action.
Well, what do you know for certain? What if, let's say you would have gone in, killed the clone, gotten rid of her, talked to her. Perhaps the thing that deployed the clone would have reacted in a different way.
You know what the mother of monsters? You know what she's doing right now? Yeah, neither am I. Completely nothing. Hasn't shown up once. As in fact, from what we've been able to gather from the fish people we captured, she is in fact completely absent, and it's just the deep running things.
Well, I doubt she's just sitting around to have retired in a
That's my
nice coast
my
about somewhere.
point.
So where did she go?
I don't know.
mean,
The ocean's
If
a
I
big
was-
fucking place.
Cassandra will even say, I mean, if I was her and I found out the person I fucked with was a Time Lord, I'd just get the fuck out personally.
Point is, it's made those tears and then she fucked off. And problem is, again, if I was just there when this guy was losing his fucking mind, I would have been easily be able to stop everything.
You know what?
You know what's
Cassandra actually.
what's the actually sad part? This is something I only learned later, much later. You know how you get access to stone records? Probably scoured over every fucking document they had about that incident. There was a call made. Someone placed a hit on Troy fucking Thompson before she retracted the hit. They were this close, preventing everything. One single death, saving 10,000 lives.
As Cassandra's actually going to say, you know, a man named Gareth tell us about the world he was from. It's not great now, but it was worse before. Vampires, werewolves, gods, a lot of things just going around doing whatever the fuck they wanted, and well, then somebody came in and made sure they couldn't do that anymore. I don't know, maybe fucking genocide's probably going too far, but to be honest, Alaric, I'm gonna take a different tone than my sisters. If you can't stop thinking about that, about what ifs, just channel that into making the world you and that girl could have lived in if you were a stronger person.
Odd.
You and her couldn't have had it, but there's still a lot of people out there who can. We'll make the world better for them.
I don't think the history books will remember me as a nice person. I've had people killed. I've organized tragedies. I'm already on that
Does it?
path.
I mean,
Does it matter? To be honest, Gareth said the guy in his world who made sure everyone behaved, he talked about him like he thought he was an asshole. He hated him, but he admitted he was right.
It's only the outcome matters, whether it leads to more good than bad.
He'll kind of like shake his head a bit, says, I don't know. Not really ready to give up on the entire process just.
I don't think you should, but you should keep in mind that eventually maybe you, when things get worse. I also agree with you. For now, you should try to maintain principle as much as possible while we still can maintain that luxury. But in a future time when things get worse, in wars, countries sometimes enact wartime measures. So.
I mean, have faith that people will do the right thing. People make the right decision, but if it looks like they're not, it's only you can know in that situation how forceful you should be with them. But listen, if I'm there and you're not, it'd be on me to make that decision. But a lot of the times, unfortunately, it is you.
This is
It's not fair. It's bullshit.
It's fine. I was ready to take this burden on. I decided to make up for my fuck-ups. Try to build something that was better than my future.
That's what we're all doing. Gonna make a world where girls don't have to worry about multiverse traveling assholes killing them because they talked to the wrong guy, and gonna make a world where multiverse traveling Nazis don't make girls into orphans.
He'll nod. He'll gonna get up. Have to go back to my posting. But listen, stop by any of the islands. Probably be able to chat some more. Also, one last thing. Now, I don't want to seem, overprotective. But when you go back, mind if I tag along with to make sure to your Archmage the position you're standing on?
I mean, it's no problem. Best case scenario, it's just one Archmage you're going to be pushing around. Worst case scenario, there's another fucking Time Lord. He knows who else is around.
He'll nod. Right, well, I'll see you around then. Take care.
Yeah, good luck.
Take care.